I don't really know anybody that likes conflict, and I don't know that I want to know anybody that likes conflict. So none of us like conflict. So new staff members expect conflict because it's stressful. So people's, lots of people's reaction to a stressful situation is to become heightened. I think in the first instance we have to start from the position that some people are being difficult because they're stressed. Some people are difficult because in the whole trauma response of flight, fight, freeze, they've learnt fight, it works well for them, or they think it works well for them, or they're not even in control of that. That's just their learnt response. And some people are just poorly behaved. So there's a range of things, and if you have a little bit of an inkling to what that's about, it will help you to think about how to respond. But the first thing is to be hard on the problem, not the person, if you can. So if someone won't calm down, as workers, we don't have to sit in the gale force of somebody's abuse. You absolutely have a right, and it's good to know that you have a right to say, it's obvious that you're too distressed to deal with this at the moment, so I'm ending this conversation. Whether that's terminating a phone call and saying to somebody, I'm ending this phone call now, or whether that's saying, if you continue, you're making a choice for me to call the police. Whatever you need to do. However, in most cases, with most people, it's possible to listen and say, I am listening to you, I need you to take a breath. So that pause, break, breathe thing. So I do want to hear what you're saying, but I can't hear you when you're talking to me in this distressed state. One of the things I think is important is and it's difficult when there's a heightened situation around you, but to be congruent. So if somebody's a raging bull with anger, we can't call it a little bit distressed. It's very distressed, yep, or very angry. So to respond, I can see you're very angry, however, I can't deal with you. But I don't think I'd tell somebody, I need you to calm down. I don't think we should ever tell somebody that's heightened what they should do. But, invariably when we hit conflict like that with somebody, it's, I'm going to be homeless tonight, yeah, or we're going to NCAT tomorrow. So somebody's really angry. So you've got to be tough on the problem, not the person. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that comes rampaging in and is upending your furniture. If that's the case, you need to secure the room and make people feel safe and call the police. But if it's just somebody that's becoming heightened, it's about trying to convey, on the one hand, I'm listening, I'm willing, on the other hand, being really clear about the fact that your behaviour is not acceptable. So the behaviour is not acceptable, but I do want to hear what your issue is. And, it may well be that it's completely unjustified. This is just poor behaviour that you're copying, and it might be the third round of it you're getting that day. So if you feel yourself becoming angry, I think there's a real need to step away. You don't need to find yourself shouting at somebody. You won't feel good about it. It won't reflect well later. There's no winners in shouting, ever. Some of the things for me around that are, I don't necessarily take it personally. Like, I feel as angry about the housing waiting list as you do. I really do. So I just feel empathy for people. I'm sorry that some people do shout at you, and we are the face of it. We're the face of it. Don't you have something you can do about my situation? And I can feel equally frustrated about the fact that I can't. So I guess empathy is a really good thing there, to say, I get it. I get your anger and frustration, and validate it as best we can. So if what you're dealing with is a heightened person, it is uncomfortable, and you will feel that rush of adrenaline. Your brain floods with cortisol and you become heightened. That's what we do. What's the best thing to do about that is to develop as many skills as you can and understand your policies and the procedures that are in place to minimise that response. Is there a button that we push if things get out of control? What's the response rate? What is going to happen if it goes badly? If we're clear about that, then we're much more able to go, okay, it's getting a bit heightened, but I know what will happen, so we can manage ourselves better. So all workers, particularly new workers, need to take the time to be trained in that. What is the policy? What's the process for if things don't go well. New workers shouldn't go out on a visit on their own. They should go with another worker and feel that support. So it's okay to do some things on the fly. Lots of us learn really well by doing things on the fly. But stuff that can go the wrong way shouldn't be done on the fly, because if it does go badly, that can cause you trauma and anxiety. That means you don't want to work in this industry anymore. Lots of people come into this field without a lot of experience, and yet they're working with really, really complex situations and people who are really stressed. So it's a skilled role.